Lots of familiar faces. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Andres. I'm the Director of Partner Alliances here in the Crancer Group. Been in the partner channel the last 5 years. And I always tell people probably been in hundreds, maybe not, maybe thousands of partner centers at this point. All I do is try and dive in and understand, this ecosystem as best as I can and help serve my partners. So we do have a few updates. I saw Brian actually mentioned, or one of the updates that I'll be talking about here today. The first one, since we're talking about partner levels, let's get right into it. We'll call this our quote unquote loophole or our innovative way of potentially getting across the finish line if you're a modern work partner looking to get your solution designation. Now, to Sherman's point, there's been a lot of changes, and I fully expect a lot of these things to continue to change as we move forward. But, if you're in a position where you've got the right amount of business, you're not currently earning rebates, you want the recognition from Microsoft to get this designation, but for whatever reason, you just can't quite get enough customer ads. Well, we're doing a lot of work here, working with other partners, and we realize, a lot of partners work with nonprofits, and these nonprofits are being counted as new ads, just like any other customer. Now, the difference is when you work with nonprofits, as many of you guys know, you get discounts on some of those SKUs. And so we realize, well, if you've got a partner that is right there on the edge, they just need a few more points towards their net ads, maybe a few more points towards their deployments to get them over the finish line. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at an example where we actually find 3 nonprofits that we want to support. And this is part of what I personally really appreciate is you get to actually support your community while also being able to write it off as well for your business and go ahead and get this additional tier for the company. So, here's just a quick little example. Let's imagine you had conversations with 3 nonprofits in your local area that you wanted to support. If you provision them 11 licenses, $3 a piece, you have to get the yearly agreement. That's going to come out to about $396 per nonprofit. If you do that 3 times, we're looking at $1,188 to go ahead and actually do this. We get 3 new ads for my company. I get 3 new deployments for my company. Those additional 12 points or so get me over the edge. And now I get access to a solutions partner designation for modern work. So, I'd imagine there is probably a few of you out there that might be listening here today. You're at 55 points, you're at 60 points, and you're just pulling your hair out because you've added good business, you're driving a good amount of business for Microsoft, and yet you can't quite get the recognition you're looking for. And I know that can be frustrating, so wanted to give you that idea. If you have any further questions, it doesn't quite make sense, feel free. I think Josh put his Calendly there. Happy to walk you through that in a little bit more detail. So that's our little loophole, exciting idea I wanted to throw out for everybody, okay? How about an incentive update? Okay, these go hand in hand. It's actually very, very important, and I'm gonna lean into the updates around here, these different partner tiers as well, because I think it's important just to give you as much context as possible. Starting in October, I see this as a response to silver and gold competencies going away. Microsoft announced that from October 1st, they're actually going to be changing the scoring structure for how they're sending out rebates to partners. Now, the way that they typically did this is you get a solution designation and it covers multiple areas, right? So for example, you get a modern work, you get modern work, security, and dynamics rebates, but you don't get Azure. If you get the Azure designation, you get everything. Well, they're scrapping that idea wholesale. What they're doing moving forward from October is they're saying if you have 25 points in a specific area, you will be earning rebates for the customers you're driving. Now, it's going to be a little different because previously with the solution designation, you hit the 70 points, you're good for a year. This one is going to be ongoing management, making sure you're staying above that 25-point mark. But critically, it's just the incentives, you guys. And incentives are great, and we all appreciate them. That's where this co-op bucket is coming from. But it's also not the entire reason you guys want to get that designation in the first place, right? If we go ahead and we put a plan in place for my partner organization to continue getting attribution from Microsoft, to continue getting the recognition that I deserve as a partner, I'm simply not going to get there unless I get a designation. Because number one, that designation is going to come with what they estimate over $100,000 in retail value in the benefits package that you get. On top of that, Sherman referenced it. Specifically in the SMB path for Azure, they're actually allowing you to leverage deployment funds that are a part of the Azure Migrate and Modernize program for new Azure opportunities. Okay. So you've got number one, the benefits of actually getting all those free licenses. You then get access to those migrate and modernize funds in Azure. And then probably most importantly, you will never get a specialization unless you've got a designation in the first place. And so I think for a lot of us, again, it's going to be helpful that the bar is being lowered a little bit in terms of earning the rebates, but I just want to reemphasize that that's one piece of the puzzle. And I think we definitely still want to be pushing towards the specialization, but just a heads up for some of us that may have been struggling on that in the past, it's good news for you. Third update here, and this is, Brian, what you were referencing. Third and fourth update kind of go hand in hand together, and that has to do with the changes Microsoft is making in terms of change of channel partner with customers. So if you've got a customer that you basically just won from another partner, this is not going to impact you. Okay, that's fine as long as they see that there is a natural change from one partner to another because the other partner, won the deal. No problem. You will still go ahead and earn rebates for that customer. Everything will remain the same. However, for a lot of us organizations, I noticed a few of us have specializations. You might be out there looking to purchase new organizations. You need to pay attention because what's happening now is if you merge organizations together like a typical acquisition, Microsoft is going to recognize that, say all of these customers that you're moving from partner A to partner B, well, you know what? That's not why we paid out incentives in the first place. And so all of those customers moving forward will no longer be, you won't be earning rebates for any of those customers. It's a big update. And so I just want everybody to be aware of how that might impact you as you continue to move forward here and hopefully start acquiring businesses or maybe had plans to get purchased by another organization. If you're including incentives as a part of your calculation in terms of your ROI, definitely not something you should be doing moving forward. Now, again, to the point we were just making, it may still make sense to do it, even though you'll be losing out on those rebates because of the fact that purchasing these partners and bringing them together may qualify you now for specializations where you can leverage hundreds of thousands of dollars towards new opportunities to drive new business. So, it's not the end of the world per se, but I'd say it's definitely something that you'll want to get a handle on, something that you'll want to think about as you're making some of these decisions. And, very much in that vein, we're partnered with IT Exchange, where you're able to go ahead and anonymously list your organization or potentially look at other organizations that you want to acquire. Highly recommend you guys go take a look and see if there's other partners that you want to go ahead and purchase. But again, if you have any questions about this new update and you're not quite sure how it might impact, your next steps, feel free to reach out. Happy to have a chat about it.